Welcome back everyone to week 6 of the weekly wheel. Week 5 just wrapped up with the S&P 500 bouncing back above the 50-day EMA. Price is actually in an ascending channel right now, which will be interesting to follow moving forward. With 5 weeks in the book, the weekly wheel is down about 1% overall. But it is beating the S&P 500 by about 1.5%, which is the whole goal here. Alright, let's jump into the details of last week. To kick off last week, my PLTR call got assigned at $22, which is the same as the strike price of the 100 shares that I have. So I sold the shares for a $0 gain while bagging the premium, and that's one more wheel completed. For my Mara and Dell calls, both expired worthless, so I bagged the premium and my shares are freed up again. The Dell and ALT puts that I sold both expired worthless, and the Riot puts I sold barely got assigned. The strike price was $10.50 and the stock closed on Friday at $10.40. And that's it for last week. With a good amount of buying power, I can sell puts for several stocks this upcoming week. The first stock I like this week is Dell, and I like it for a lot of the same reasons as last week. This ascending channel is holding up pretty strong. We actually got another bounce off the lower trendline support, which further increases the strength of this channel. Also, there's still bullish continuation divergence playing out, with price making a higher low and RSI making a lower low. The MACD didn't quite flip green last week, but it's getting close to testing it again, which is a good sign. I think that with this bull flag break, the ascending channel support, along with indicators pointing in a bullish direction, price will continue higher until it gets close to the top level resistance of the ascending channel. Yeah, so for 2 weeks in a row, I like Dell a lot. The second stock I like is PLTR. I've been following this stock for a couple months now, and this is what I see. First, price rose until it reached these levels where it formed a bearish head and shoulders pattern. Price came down and tested the formation's neckline and the 50-day EMA. It was a long, grueling test, but eventually price fell below. And in this head and shoulders pattern playing out, a descending wedge formed. A few weeks ago, price broke the descending channel and is now above the original neckline of the head and shoulders. Price reversed from this descending wedge into an ascending channel. Also, another important note is that earnings dropped for PLTR after market close on Monday this upcoming week. What I've noticed with PLTR is it tends to pop at earnings and then fade into the next earnings until it pops again. This has happened 2 times in a row. I don't necessarily think the exact same thing will happen at earnings on Monday, but I wouldn't be shocked if price popped after earnings this week. So I like PLTR because of the upcoming earnings and the strong price action after the descending wedge break. For next week, I'll start by selling calls on my freed up shares of Mara, Dell, and Riot. For Mara and Dell, I'm trying to make a profit if the call gets assigned by selling calls that have a strike price above my assignment price of the shares. I have just enough buying power to sell 1 put for Dell and 2 puts for PLTR. PLTR has earnings next week, so the implied volatility is high, so the put gives almost a 2.5% return even for a 0.2 delta option. Love to see it. I have a lot of contracts expiring this week, so it'll be a big week for sure. And that's it guys, let's see if the market keeps bouncing higher or goes back to the downside again. I'll check in next week to see where the weekly wheel stands. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe, and see y'all soon. Peace.